Mic check, mic check. Mic check, mic check. Let me make sure to get everybody pulled up here. And let me just open up my trusty Facebook Live here just to make sure that everybody can see me good and clear. And then we'll go ahead and get started for today. So let me just open up, make sure that everybody can ask their questions and things like that, okay? I'll go here and I'll just type in BlackCEO Business School. Okay, and I do see I got one member request coming in. So let me just accept that one member, Meredith Brown. Got it, Meredith Brown, you've been accepted. And ER, I did pull my notes up so that you can let me know if there is anything that I need to be aware of while we're going through today's training. Okay. All right. So, welcome to your first session in BlackCEO Business School. Today's topic, we're going to be talking about mastering the art of the viral launch. Mastering the art of the viral launch. What I'm going to do, ER, before we get started, I know it looks like my microphone is a little high, but if you'll just let me know if my microphone needs to be turned down a little bit. If it needs to be turned down a little bit, I want to get that turned down. I don't want to shock the people. So if it does need to be turned down a little bit, just let me know. And ER, I'll keep my chat up. All right, ER, if you'll give me a hard mic check, or give me a hey, the sound is good, or somebody who's out there just say hey. Okay, sound is good. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Today we're going to be talking about mastering the art of the viral launch. As you know, here at BlackCEO Business School, we use the PPSA method, which is principle, process, strategy, action. Principle, process, strategy, action. We believe that first comes the principle, and then comes the process. First comes the principle, then comes the process. First comes the principle, and then comes the what? Then comes the process. Okay? And alrighty, and I got your note, ER, so we'll go ahead and we'll get this thing kicked off the right way. Let me just move some of this stuff around on the screen so I can make sure to see the notes from the dean. You know, the dean does not play around. Dean Spalding. Everybody say, hey, how you doing, Dean Spalding? Right? Dean Spalding, if you don't know, Dean Spalding does not play. Dean Spalding does not play, y'all. Alrighty. So we use the PPSA method, and the PPSA method stands for principle, process, strategy, action. Principle represents the why, process represents the how, strategy represents the when and the where, action represents what we need you to do, right? And so true to form, we're going to be teaching in the BlackCEO Business School out of that methodology. One of the things that you want to get very used to is, for many of you, the things that you'll be learning here are not things that you can implement in a day or implement in a couple of days. These are things that you want to work on. These are processes and principles that you want to work on and work through. And so part of this accountability group is also to share with others your progress, but also to get help along the way. For those of you who are pro members, right, we also have private chats set up to help support you along that journey and along that mission, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to get back into it. Some of you who got a chance to attend marketing camp got a chance to learn this, but because there was so much other information coming at you, you might not have gotten it really zero down on the details. So let's go ahead, with that being said, let's go ahead and start, okay? So here's what we know. I want to start out with some of the basic principles that guide a viral launch, okay? Now, one of the things I want to say is I try to keep the rah-rah to a minimum at BlackCEO Business School. You know, if you show up on the morning show, you show up in other places, I want to motivate you. When you get into spaces like this is a learning environment. And in a learning environment, teaching is repeating until learning takes place. And what we know in a learning environment is that learning is hearing and doing until understanding takes place. Learning is hearing and doing it until understanding takes place. And then last but not least, why is understanding important? Because we know that if you You may forget what you learn, but you'll never forget what you understand. So I want everybody to write this down, and I want you to literally put it in the comment section below. That way that I know that you're getting it. That way that I know that you're following along. I want everybody to start out with writing this down. Wherever you are, be there. Wherever you are, be there. Go ahead and write that in the comment section below the video right now. Wherever you are, be there. Well, what are we really saying? Is right now you're in business school. Shut out all the distractions, right? You put an investment in. Now you use an investment of your capital. Now you have to match the investment of your capital with the investment of your time. Now you have to match the investment of your capital with the investment of your focus, okay? And so everybody go ahead and write right now. I want you to put it in the comment section. I want you to write it right now. Is that wherever you are, be there. Wherever you are, be there. Let me just go ahead and welcome a few people to Black CEO Business School. Hey, Jacinta Northington, big shout out to you. Taking that big step, stepping into entrepreneurship, stepping into your passion, stepping into your purpose. We believe in you. Obiama, hey, how you doing, Obiama? Out of the Philadelphia chapter. Dr. Linda A. Barnes, Terry Sharp, Meredith Brown, Dr. or Dean Spalding, Gail M. Carter. Hey, Gail, by the way, if y'all don't know Gail, y'all should get to know Gail. Y'all should get to know Gail. She's a phenomenal leader. She's a phenomenal leader and a leadership trainer for women looking to step into leadership. So if you don't know her, you want to get a chance to know her. Marissa Cotton, right? Welcome, welcome, welcome. So wherever you are, be there. All right, let's get to it, because you didn't come here to get motivated. You came here to learn something. All right, let's get into it. First principle of the day. First principle that we're talking about today. I want you to write this down. By the way, we're going to repeat it. We're going to walk it down, but we're going to build precept upon precept, precept upon precept. And at the end of the day, what you're going to have is something masterful, something beautiful, something brilliant, and something profitable. So I want you to write this down. Marketing is what you say about yourself. That's principle number one. Marketing is what you say about yourself, right? And you got to always get that down. So marketing is what you say about yourself. PR is what others say about you. Write that down in the comment section. Marketing is what you say about yourself. PR is what others say about you. And in order to do a viral launch, right, you have to understand what marketing is, what marketing isn't. You have to understand what PR is. You have to understand what PR isn't, right? And these are two fundamental principles that's going to guide the process that I'm going to use to teach you tonight. It's going to guide the process that I'm going to use to teach you tonight. We're talking about mastering the viral launch. We're talking about using the process that we use to grow to over 218,000 people across the world. Right? So marketing is what you say about yourself. PR is what others say about you. Marketing is what you say about yourself. PR is what others say about you. So write this down. Marketing gets the conversation started. Marketing gets the conversation started. Marketing gets the conversation started. So if marketing gets the conversation started, then what's the purpose of PR? PR merely keeps the conversation going. So marketing gets the conversation started, but PR keeps the conversation going. And here's the thing that you got to know. A good PR campaign will crush a good marketing campaign on any day. A good PR campaign, right? A good PR campaign will crush a good marketing campaign on any given day, okay? And so when we're talking about doing a viral launch, is we're talking about the marriage between marketing and PR. And so viral is the marriage between marketing and PR. And so when you're doing a viral launch, it's what happens when your marketing and your PR process marry each other, okay? And that's going to be your viral, that's going to be the key to your viral launch, okay? And so remember, marketing is what you say about yourself. What are we saying? Marketing is what a business says about itself. It's what a company says about itself. It's what a nonprofit says about itself. Marketing is what you say about yourself. No company ever marketed itself and said, hey, I got a bad product. No company ever marketed itself and said, hey, I'm a bad business. No company had ever said, I'm a mediocre service. So marketing is what you say about yourself. Now, marketing gets people pumped up. Marketing gets people excited. But there's always a little skepticism on when you are strictly marketing driven as it pertains to your results. Because what people wonder, is this too good to be true? And so there are big promises. There's hype. There's all the images. There's all this stuff. But it creates in the client a little bit of doubt. And what you have to do is if your PR campaign is not stronger than your marketing campaign, then you have no validation process for what your claims are marketing wise. And so viral also confirms the hype. PR also confirms the marketing. PR confirms that you are who you say you are in the marketing, in the industry, who you say you are through your marketing. So PR is a confirmational tool, but it's also what others say about you. So marketing is what you say about yourself, but PR is what others say about you. And the key to a viral launch is the marriage between your marketing, which gets your message out, and your PR, which causes your message to explode, okay? So at the end of the day, the two go together like peanut butter and jelly, but sometimes they fight like oil and water, okay? So that brings us to the next thing. So what is viral, right? In order to go viral, you have to understand a few things. Viral is not a number. I want you to write that down. Viral is not a number. Viral is not a number, okay? So we know that just, before we go a little bit deeper, let's just make sure we got it. Everybody write. Put it in the comment section. Marketing is what I say about myself as a company, as a brand ambassador, as a product, as a service, as a nonprofit. Just write, marketing is what I say about myself. PR is what others say about me. Marketing is the thing that gets the conversation started, but PR is the thing that keeps the conversation going. So viral is not a number. Viral, write this down. By the way, why did I tell you to write this down? Note takers and money makers, right? And the hand is a digital recorder for the mind. Trust me, the more you write this down, what you're doing is programming your mind. The mind can see without the eyes, but the eyes can't see without the mind. And when you don't write, when you are not typing, you are basically blinding your mind to the things you're trying to learn. So write this down. Viral is when the results of your PR campaign outperform the results of your marketing campaign. Viral. Viral is when the results of your PR campaign outperforms the results of your marketing campaign. So at the end of the day, in order for you to go viral, you have to make sure that your viral campaign or that your PR campaign outperforms your marketing campaign. Viral is when the results of what others are saying about you is outperforming the results of what you're saying about you. So remember, marketing gets the conversation started, but PR keeps the conversation going. But you have not officially gone viral until your PR campaign starts to outperform your marketing campaign. So I remember that when I first started out in the marketing world, by the way, I'm a marketing guy. I mean, I love marketing. And so it's a hard thing for me to say that marketing, that PR outperforms marketing. But here's the thing, is that one of the things that I realized is everybody would say, I went viral. And you're like, well, what is viral? It's viral 10 million YouTube hits. It's viral, 50,000 followers. It's viral 5 million people. Called the Bayhive. What is viral? Viral, very simply, I want everybody to write this down. Viral is when my PR campaign outperforms my marketing campaign. So if I got 5 people in my marketing campaign that I've generated through my marketing campaign, and then those 5 people start telling the world about how phenomenal my business is, and now I pick up 10 people, I've officially gone viral. Why? Because my PR campaign is now outperforming my marketing campaign. So viral is the point when the results that you are producing with your PR campaign starts to outperform the results that you're producing with your marketing campaign. So if your marketing campaign produced 5 people, the moment that your PR campaign crosses past the number 5 to 6, that's really viral. And so what I want everybody to write down is viral is not a number. And so viral is still one of the most effective ways to bring in clients. And so what we're going to be walking you through is exactly how to create a viral launch and how to consistently, by the way, marketing usually costs you a lot of money. Marketing usually costs you a good bit of money. And what does that mean? You're going to spend all of this money marketing, but typically PR is free. So not only will a good PR campaign outperform a good marketing campaign, PR is cheaper than marketing. Because marketing is you're just shouting, I'm the best, I'm the best, I'm the best. My product is the best. My services are the best. My brand is the best. I'm the best, I'm the best, I'm the best. And you got to pay to let somebody hear that. Get on television, get on radio, run a Facebook ad. On the PR side, that's other people. That's just word of mouth. How many of y'all ever saw the movie Black Panther? They had a certain marketing budget, but within 48 hours, its PR campaign had completely gone viral and was outperforming the results of all of the commercials that they were running on television. Who out there saw Black Panther? Who out there saw a few people dressed up in some costumes? Who out there saw a few people with, giving a handshake, right? Who saw that, right? If you saw that put out there, that's an example of going viral. The results started to go viral. So PR results, let's take it back to like being more mathematical based, right? You remember the greater than less than sign. When your PR results are greater than your marketing results, it equals viral, okay? It equals viral. All right, now, remember this, marketing is self-powered, whereas PR is people-powered. Marketing is self-powered, whereas PR is people-powered, okay? If you don't get this down, you're gonna have a hard time doing a viral launch, and you're gonna end up breaking the bank because you're gonna spend a ton of money in your marketing when marketing is just designed to get the car started. Marketing is just to get the conversation started. PR is what keeps the conversation going. But if you don't have a PR strategy, what you're gonna end up doing is you're gonna end up spending a lot of money on the marketing side just to keep just to stay in the conversation. And what you're doing is you're manually forcing the conversation versus introducing the conversation. And once you introduce it, your PR campaign is what keeps it on the lips of the people who acknowledge that your brand has made a difference for them. All right. So the next thing you need to do, I want everybody to write this down. When your brand makes a statement about who they are, you have an influential brand. When your brand makes a statement about who they are, I want you to listen to exactly what I'm saying here, okay? When your brand makes a statement about who they are, this is the principle. When your brand makes a statement about who they are, your brand is influential, right? I want you to, matter of fact, I'm gonna give everybody a second. Stop, write this down, because we're running down another principle. We talked about the principle of marketing. We talked about the principle of PR. We talked about the principle of viral. We understand that marketing is what we say about ourselves. We understand that PR is what others say about us. We understand that viral is not a number. We understand that viral is when our PR campaigns outperform our marketing campaigns. So the goal is to get your PR campaign to outperform your marketing campaign. Everybody write that. The goal is to get your PR campaign to outperform your marketing campaign. Everybody write that. All right. The next principle, we're going to start out with the principles, is the principle of being influential, right? Being an influencer brand. When your brand, when somebody's association, write that down. When somebody's association with your brand makes a statement about who they are, your brand is influential. We wrote it a little bit wrong on the slides, but let me just correct that. When somebody's association with your brand makes a statement about who they are, they, not you. When somebody's association with your brand makes a statement about who they are, your brand is influential. And so what happens is we have to, in doing a viral launch, we also have to master the art of being influential. We have to master the art of being influential, right? But to be influential is when somebody's brand, when somebody's association with your brand makes a statement about who they are, your brand is influential. I want to make sure everybody wrote that down, right? I want to make sure they got it right, right? So I'm looking in, I see Meredith Brown, I see Obiama, I see Terry Sharp, I see Che Brown, I see everybody taking good notes. When somebody's association with your brand makes a statement about who they are, your brand is now influential, okay? All right, now, so we're getting into what we call a viral launch, or what we refer to as an influencer launch, okay? Now, for a brand to be influential, the first thing it must do is it must make a statement. It must make a statement that allows other people to become in alignment with it. So you have to make this big, bold statement, right? Everybody write down big, bold statement. Everybody write that down. Big, bold statement. Using as an example, when we launched BlackCEO, the big, bold statement was that as a Black CEO, I'm unapologetic with the cultural distinction that I represent in the marketplace. My name is Trevor Otts, and I am a hashtag BlackCEO. 40,000 people in really under a couple of days responded to that message, and they all identified it. So they adopted the message as themselves. They adopted it as though it was their message. And so what you're trying to do, I want everybody to write this down. What you're trying to do is you're trying to get people to adopt your message. Write this down. I'm gonna slow this down. I'm gonna make sure to kind of teach this in a way I probably never taught it before in the past. What you want to do is you want to make a statement so powerful that it makes other people want to adopt your brand. You want to make a statement so powerful that it causes other people to want to adopt your brand. Does anybody want to raise their hand and say, Trevor, call me, and we play around a little bit with your brand? So if that's you, just put in the comment section below, call me, and at some point we'll get you on the phone. Okay? Now, when somebody's association with your brand makes a statement about who they are, your brand becomes influential. Your brand must make a statement. It must make a statement that's so powerful that it causes other people to adopt your statement that you are making as a brand as something that they resonate with, that they adopt it so much so that they now take it on as their statement, that they now start to own it in the moment. Everybody write down, hashtag own it in the moment. Own it in the moment, okay? Now, next thing, the second thing that a brand must do to be influential is you must be relevant. Everybody write down relevant. Okay. To be relevant means that the statement that I'm making, the actions that I'm taking, must create impact during the dispensation of time that we exist. So it must create impact within the dispensation of time in which we exist. And so sometimes as brands, we do things that make us non-relevant. Sometimes we are having conversations that are no longer conversations that are happening in the mainstream. And so we must make sure that we are creating impact within the dispensation of time that we exist. Now, why is this important? Sometimes as brands, we are following legacy models. As example, there are things that Les Brown did 30 years ago to jumpstart his brand. And he is the best of the best. But he lived in a different dispensation of time. And if you go and do the same thing, you are doing something that made him relevant during his time, but may be outdated during your time. And so it works for him because he is living within the legacy that he built based upon his impact to millions of people all over the world. He's simply the best of the best. But for you, every brand must chart its own path to impact. Every brand must chart its own path to impact. Everybody write, I must be impactful now. Everybody write that down. I must be impactful now. Go ahead and put that in the comment section below. I must be impactful now. Because to be an influencer brand, remember, number one, what? Make a statement. When somebody's association with your brand makes a statement about who they are, not who you are, who they are, your brand is influential. Number two, you got to be relevant. You have to create impact within the dispensation of time that you exist. So you got to look at what's happening now, and you got to be able to make statements in the moment, in the era in which you live in. So a lot of times people are making statements that are a bit outdated. So they have no relevancy in the moment. Okay? Third, relevancy. Oh, well, you see, sometimes I just get ahead of my own slides. Guilty, Trevor. But you can take a picture of this, or you can, don't worry, you're going to be getting workbooks after this class to kind of help you work through this. Relevancy is about creating impact within the dispensation of time that you were born into. Now, let's just kind of walk this down. If I got to make a statement so much so that it's so powerful that it causes other people to adopt it as their own, because when somebody's association with my brand makes a statement about who they are, I am now influential. What statement can you make right now in the moment? What statement could you make right now in this dispensation of time that would be relevant, that would make impact, that would be a representation of the fact that you understand what's happening now, right? One of the shows that I used to watch on TV, I used to watch a television show that was called What's Happening, right? And then they came out with another version like What's Happening Now. And I used to watch both shows, right? So what's happening now? What's happening now in your world? If you are a brand for women, what's happening right now for women in the world? Well, women are stepping into leadership, right? There are more women in the halls of Congress and in the Senate than there's ever been in the history of American politics. What's happening now, right? If you are a brand that's for African Americans or people of color, what's happening now? I just finished watching a Netflix show called The Central Park Five, right? What's happening now, right? And it's creating a dialogue about unfair incarceration of African American males. What's happening now? If you have a brand that's for leaders, what's happening now? What is happening now? You have to understand what's happening in the moment so you can create statements that are relevant to the people that you are called to serve so that it lets you know that you are in touch and in tune with them. And so too many times we have brands that are pushing products, right? But it doesn't really, we have not demonstrated as a brand that we are in touch and in tune with them. And so what happens is they fall out of love and out of alignment with who our brands are because we haven't shown relevancy. So it's about getting in tune, okay? So relevancy is about creating impact within the dispensation of time that you were born into, okay? So everybody right, I must create impact. I must be relevant. Right, I must create impact. I must be relevant. I must create impact. I must be relevant. So since powerful people ask powerful questions, here's the questions for everybody today. Powerful people ask powerful questions because questions steer focus. And in your life, you only get what you focus on. Here's my question to you. Are you building a legacy brand or are you building an influential brand? If you're building a legacy brand, you're trying to live in somebody else's impact. You're building an influential brand, you're trying to create your own impact. That's a real question, and I expect the real answer, and I'm looking in the comment section below. If you're watching this on replay, I still expect the real answer. Put the comment somewhere. Are you building a legacy brand or are you building an influential brand? Legacy is about living in somebody else's impact. Influential brands create their own impact. What kind of brand are you building? That's a real question. Give us an answer in the comment section below. Okay. Now, here's what it boils down to. To be an influential brand, you must stay relevant, you must have a definitive cool factor, and you must make a statement that resonates within the spirit of the people that you were born to serve. To be an influential brand, you must stay relevant, have a definite cool factor, right? And make a statement within the dispensation of time, right, that you exist. So to be an influential brand, you got to stay relevant, you got to have a cool factor, you got to make a statement that resonates within the spirit of the people that you were born to serve. So this is the checkpoint. Number one, is your brand relevant? Is it cool? Does it make a statement that resonates with people? So much so that they adopt it as their own. If they don't, then you don't really have an influential brand. And so many of us, we are forgetting that. So that brings us to the third thing, which is having a definite cool factor. Cool factor is one of those interesting things because nobody really wants to be associated with a brand that's just not cool. What I mean by cool is that it at least it's how it shows up. It's how the brand is represented. Does your brand have some style and does your brand have some swagger to it? One of the things that we spend a lot of time on and a lot of money on, and I'm going to say this real quick, is every brand should have not just a graphic artist, but a design artist. Every design artist can do graphics, but not every graphic artist has a designer spirit. And so one of the things that we did with our brand is we spent a lot of time on developing its cool factor. And its cool factor is based upon how that brand sounds in its messaging. Its cool factor is its alignment with things that are going on in the now. Its cool factor is also based upon optics. For a while, we were kind of in the age of the internet, the age, they call it the information age, the information age, the information age. And in the information age, the thing that dominated was information. But we've now transitioned out of the information age and into the age of optics, right? The age of influence, right? And so optics do influence. And so you can't be playing around with your graphics. You cannot, because basically it's like, that brand ain't cool. You go to somebody's website, you're like, oh, that thing look whack. Ooh, it's, you know what it's like? It's like, sometimes I'm on Uber Eats, by the way. If you ever been on Uber Eats, I'm guilty. If you ever been on Postmates, I'm guilty. I'm a single guy. What can I say, y'all? What can I say? Right? But what I can tell you is that when I'm looking at the restaurants, I'm trying to judge the quality of the restaurant by how good the pictures are. And I'm like, ooh, that restaurant look, they food good. Their food could be terrible, because what I'm looking at, I'm judging the quality of that restaurant based upon how good the food looks. So people are judging you based upon how good your stuff looks. You got whack graphics, I'm telling you right now, you got whack graphics, your brand is going to look not cool, and they're not going to want to be associated with it. Even now, when I go to airports, they say, oh man, where can I get that t-shirt? It's very simple. It has a definitive cool factor. Okay? Now, because of that, I sell hundreds of t-shirts every month. Because it just has a definitive cool factor. So spend some money on your graphics. If you are in BlackCEO Business School, you definitely want to get yourself signed up for the BlackCEO Graphics Club, the BlackCEO Graphics Club. If you need more information about that, today is not the time for that. But you can just reach out to Dean's Spalding, and she'll get you some information. Just put it in the comment section below. Okay? Now, let's get into, we now know what viral is. We now know what influence is. We now know what marketing is. We now know what PR is. So let's get into some formulas that allow us to use those principles, okay? So we got to get into some formulas that allow us to use those principles, okay? Now, you've heard me say it, it's going to be like a broken record, so get ready for it. You know what I'm about to say? M plus M plus M equals M. We're going to focus on just one of the M's today, but M plus M plus M equals M. I want everybody to write this down. M plus M plus M equals M. That is to say that a movement plus a message plus a methodology equals money. A movement plus a message plus a methodology equals money. A movement plus a message plus a methodology equals money. Okay? We're going to be using this formula to handle your influencer's launch. If you don't know the formula by heart, if you ain't got it memorized, you're going to get lost along the way. So here's what I want everybody to write down. I want you to write it in the comment section. Movement plus message plus methodology equals money. Movement plus message plus methodology equals money. Movement plus message plus methodology equals money. Write it. Just write it. Movement plus message plus methodology equals money. This has got to be buried so deep into your business soul that when it comes down to you getting ready to make a decision, you know exactly how you're going to make it. All right. The movement is the concept or the idea that people rally together around. It's the concept or the idea that people rally together around. That's all the movement is. It's the concept or the idea that people rally together around. My suggestion is you write this. My suggestion is you keep a notebook with this written down. The movement is the concept or the idea that people rally together around. That first M is going to be the primary M that we're focusing on today, and it is the primary reason that you're doing an influencer launch. The movement is the concept or the idea that people rally together around. Here's the deal, is that if you look up and there's not a lot of people that kind of rally together around what you do, it's because you really don't have a concept or an idea that they rally together around. The one thing I want you to know is that a movement is the number one way to create a prospect. A movement is the number one way to create a prospect. A movement is the number one way to create a prospect. Now, that brings us to understanding the difference between a lead and a prospect. So here's what I want everybody to write down. A lead is a person that's interested in your products, your services, your mission, or your brand. It's a person that's interested in your products, your services, your mission, or your brand. A lead is a person that's interested in your products, your services, your mission, or your brand. One more time, write it. A lead is a person that's interested in your products, your services, your mission, or your brand. A prospect is different. For decades, they taught that prospects and leads are the same thing. It's a lie. It is not the same thing. A prospect is a person who is indicated by their actions that they're interested in your products, your services, your mission, or your brand. A prospect is a person who is indicated by their actions that they're interested in your products, your services, your mission, or your brand. The difference between a prospect and a member is the action. So it's like dating. Whole lot of people looking at you. But at the end of the day, if they don't walk over and say anything to you, they have not taken any action. And so they were interested, but they never found the courage, or there was nothing that was compelling enough to cause them to take action. And so they were a lead, not a prospect. And so what happens is we spend a lot of time trying to convert leads into clients. That's not going to work. The job is to convert leads into prospect, to create a narrative that's so compelling or something so amazing that it causes them to respond in such a way that they take an action. So a lead is just a person who's interested. A prospect is the person who took action based upon that interest. You have to know this. If you don't know this, listen. All right. Let's take a slight detour. The purpose of marketing is to attract leads and to generate prospects. Write it. Write it, because it's the only way you're going to know if your stuff is working. The purpose of marketing is to attract leads and generate prospects. The purpose of marketing is to attract leads and generate prospects. The purpose of marketing is to attract leads and generate prospects, okay? The lead is the person who's interested in your product, your services, your mission, or your brand. The prospect is the person who is indicated by their actions that they're interested in your products, your services, your mission, or your brand. The separator is the action. How do you know if your marketing campaign works? It first has to attract people that didn't really know you. It has to attract people. It turns strangers into leads. And then after it attracts those people, it has to then convert them to the type of people who have taken an action based upon that attraction. And now what it did was generate a prospect. And the number one way to get people to take action is to create a concept or an idea that people can rally together around. And that is what we refer to as a movement. And so movements are the number one way to create a prospect, right? And so every movement must have a moment. And those moments must be disruptive. And it's the disruptive moments within your movement that give it momentum. So here's what's happening. You want to create prospects? You want to create people that take action based upon how you have positioned in the marketplace? You want to get people to take action? You want to create a prospect? Movements are the number one way to create a prospect. And every movement must have a moment. Those moments must be disruptive. And it's the disruptive moments within your movement that give it momentum. Every movement must have a moment. Every move. We're gonna repeat this, and I don't care where you are, and I don't care what you're doing. I want everybody to look at the slides on the screen. I want you to get ready to memorize this. This will help you. This will help you. This will help you, okay? So I want everybody to read it on the count of three. Every movement must have a moment. Those moments must be disruptive, and it's the disruptive moments within your movement that give it momentum. Again, 1, 2, 3. Every movement must have a moment. Those moments must be disruptive, and it's the disruptive moments within your movement that give it momentum. So basically, every movement must have this moment of relevancy, right? Remember, we're talking about creating impact within the dispensation of time that you exist. So what is the moment? It's a time of relevancy for the people that you're called to serve, making sure your brain is relative, right? Then powerful people ask powerful questions. What is disruptive, right? Disruption is, I got to challenge the norm. Times what people normally think, times what people normally say, times what people normally do. Everybody write that down. To disrupt means to challenge what people normally think. To disrupt means to challenge what people normally do. To disrupt is to challenge what people normally say. Every movement must have a moment. Those moments must be disruptive, and it's the disruptive moments within your movement that give it momentum. So to disrupt, right, you got to challenge what they normally think, challenge what they normally say, challenge what they normally do. Just write it. To disrupt, you got to challenge what you normally think, challenge what you normally say, challenge what you normally do. So the only way to be disruptive is to start to challenge the norm. Everybody write down, I must challenge the norm. And then third, if you want to be relevant and you want to basically stand out, you got to challenge what the industry normally thinks. You got to challenge what the industry normally says. You got to challenge what the industry normally does. Now, what does that mean? Is you got to think about, you actually, powerful people, hold up. Powerful people ask powerful questions because questions steer focus. And in your life, you only get what you focus on. Forget all of this trying to be cute and memorize the quotes and I got it like that. Nah, we got to be able, principles that you memorize but don't utilize are useless. Right? So we know that disruption, we know that every movement must have a moment. Those moments must be disruptive. And it's a disruptive moments within your movement that give it momentum. Okay? Great. Okay? I know that disruption is I got to challenge the norm, challenge what people normally think, challenge what people normally say, challenge what people normally do. I apply the principle. Powerful people ask powerful questions. Well, what do they normally think? What do they normally say? What do they normally do? And how am I going to challenge? How am I going to challenge it? That's disruption. Okay? Let's go back again. Powerful people ask powerful questions because questions still focus. And in your life, you only get what you focus on. And in your business, you only get what you focus on. Disruption means to challenge the norm, challenging what I normally think, challenge what I normally say, challenge what I normally do. Okay? Powerful people ask powerful questions because questions still focus. And in your life and in your business, you only get what you focus on. So, one, how am I going to challenge? What do I normally think? Second question, what do I normally say? Write this down. Third question, what do I normally do? Fourth question, how am I going to challenge me? How am I going to challenge me? How am I going to challenge how I normally do it? This is going in your workbook. This is the stuff listen, you got to work through this. You can't answer these questions. You can't be disruptive. Then let's go to the end. Powerful people ask powerful questions because questions stay focused, and in your life you only get what you focus on. Okay, let's walk this thing down. Every movement must have a moment. Those moments must be disruptive, and it's the disruptive moments within your movement that give it momentum. I got to challenge, to be disruptive, I got to challenge the norm. Challenge what they normally think, what they normally say, they normally do. That's your clients, that's your customers. I got to challenge what I normally think, what I normally say, and I normally do. Got to challenge myself. But then I got to challenge the industry. I got to challenge what the industry normally thinks, challenge what the industry normally says, challenge what the industry normally does. And then to do that, I got to apply the principle, the question everything principle. Powerful people ask powerful questions because questions their focus, and in your life and in your business, you only get what you focus on. So what does the industry normally think? Write it down. Right? These are questions that you ain't got to answer right now, but you got to answer it before you do your launch. What does the industry normally think? What does the industry normally say? What does the industry normally do? Number three, how am I going to challenge it? If you're not willing to be different in the marketplace, then have the good enough sense to follow somebody else who will. People are not looking for the same voice. People are not looking for echoes. People are not looking for a parrot in the marketplace. They are looking for a difference maker. How are you going to be a difference maker if you're not different? Holler if you're here, brother. This is not a motivational session. You got to write these questions down. Because when we work on people's brand, I've worked at the highest level. I've worked on brands where they're worth billions of dollars. I've worked on brands where I've walked out with a check for 6 figures in 1 week. These are the questions that go down in the boardrooms and the back rooms. And truth be told, if you're not having these conversations, if you're not asking these questions at your boardroom table, if you're not asking these, ask it at your dinner table, ask it at the round table. At the end of the day, ask the daggone question. Powerful people ask powerful questions because questions their focus, and in your life, you only get what you focus on. All right, let's go a little bit deeper. So, number one thing that we got to do is we got to create the movement, right? We got to create the movement. We got to create the first M, the concept or the idea that people rally together around. Now, remember what we said earlier, right? We said that M plus M plus M equals M. We said that a movement plus a message plus a methodology equals money. The movement is the concept or the idea that people rally together around. We're ready to go fast, so I want you to just pay attention. The message is the thing that you're saying to inspire people to take inspired action. The message is the thing that you're saying to get those people to take inspired action. The message is the thing that you're saying to inspire people to take inspired action. The message is the thing that you're saying to inspire people to take inspired action. Powerful people ask powerful questions, apply the principle again. I'm going to keep showing y'all how to apply the principle because principles that you memorize but don't utilize are useless. So I want y'all to see us in the trainings literally apply the principles that we're teaching you. The message is the thing that you're saying to inspire people to take inspired action. Powerful people ask powerful questions. Here's the question. What people? Answer, very simple. The people that's a part of your movement. So the thing that you got to understand is that your movement ain't for everybody. So a part of being influential is stop trying to talk to everybody. Marketing to everybody is the same as what? Marketing to nobody, right? So if you ain't see, your message is not for everybody. Your message is for somebody. Your message ain't for everybody. Your message is for the people that's a part of your movement. Your message is for the people that rallied together around the concepts or the ideas that brought them together. So your message is for them. So stop trying to message to the world. Stop trying to be a fit inpreneur and learn how to be a fit outpreneur. All right, so that's the message. Let's just keep walking it down. The movement is the concept or the idea that people rally together around. The message is the thing that you're saying to inspire people to take inspired action. What people? The people that's part of your movement. The methodology is the process or the system that you use to produce results for yourself, right? For your business, and for the people that you're called to serve. Now, the methodology is the process or the system that you use to produce results for yourself, for your business, and for the people that you call to serve. It's process. Movement plus message plus methodology equals money. M plus M plus M equals M. Everybody write it again. M plus M equals M. Why we keep writing it over and over again? Because teaching is repeating until learning takes place. We're applying the principle. Why are we doing it again? Because learning is hearing and doing until understanding takes place. We know that when we get understanding, we know we might forget what we learned, but we'll never forget what we understand. So in all you're getting, get some understanding. That's why we keep writing it over and over again until it gets down into your soul that you can't forget it. It's like you can't forget your ABCs. But lots of times we forget the principles that govern our success in life and in business. But you can't forget your ABCs. Listen, you should not be able to forget the things that govern your success. Movement plus message plus methodology equals money. M plus M equals M. All right, now we rate it down just like a formula. So we know, so here's what I know, that a movement, right, minus a message equals no action. Movement minus message equals no action. If we do it in the reverse, message minus movement equals no people. So here's the thing, right? If you don't have any people, it's because you ain't got a concept or an idea that people can rally together around. If you got a bunch of people, 5,000 followers and 20,000 Twitter followers and 100,000 people on Instagram and a 300,000 person email list, but you can't get 5 people to show up on your conference call, the problem is your message. You ain't saying anything that's inspiring people to take inspired action. The methodology is the process or system that you use to produce results. If you're not getting any results in any area of your business, it's because you got a jacked up process. Because the process is the methodology is the process or the system that you use to produce results. Let me just say this. I'm going to get back off my soapbox. Listen, the opposite of a system is a mess. The opposite of a system is a mess. A system is basically if you don't have a step-by-step process to produce the result that you're looking for, then what you have is a mess. You say, hey, I'm about to do an influencer launch. I'm about to do a marketing campaign. I'm about to make more money in 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022. All right, great. But if you don't have a systematic or a specific plan of development designed to produce a specific result, the opposite of a system is a mess. You ain't about to achieve that because basically you can't monetize a mess. Some of y'all think y'all stuff ain't messy because your graphics look good. Some of y'all think y'all stuff ain't messy because you had enough money to hire a bunch of people to kind of make you look good. Your graphics look hot. You feel like you're doing the daggone thing. You got a website and a logo. Dang, you still got you a hot mess. Yeah, because if you don't have a specific plan of development, if you don't have a specific process, step by step, A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, you ain't got a step-by-step process, right, to produce a specific result, then that means you don't have a system, and the opposite of a system is a mess. And what I know is that you can't monetize a mess. I'm sorry if I hurt somebody's feelings. But the movement plus the message plus the methodology equals money. At the end of the day, we're going to be wearing this. I can tell y'all right now that for over the next 6 months, we're gonna be so deep in M plus M equals M. You're going to be like, man, I am implementing this thing. I am in this principle. I am with these formulas, and this is going to be what we're going to be doing. All right. So we know that the movement is the concept of ideal people rally together around. Movements are the number one way to create a prospect, right? We've already been there, but we got to remember every movement must have a moment. Those moments must be disruptive, and it's the disruptive moments within your movement that give it momentum. So goal number one, thing we got to do is create the movement. The movement is just the concept of the idea that people rally together around. It's just the ideal or the concept that people rally together around. So I was talking to somebody the other day, and we had a conversation. And what I realized is that they had a movement, or they had a brand that didn't have a movement. And so basically, what happened was we started talking, and I realized that she essentially specialized in doing. Matter of fact, let me share this. She specialized in helping women gain confidence. Her thing was helping women become more confident. She had a brand, and she had a good idea. She had good purpose. Everybody understand that? It was good, but it wasn't good enough to make people rally together around it. So she created a new movement. It was called Girl, You Got This. Right? We sat there on the phone. We walked it through. I walked it through exactly what I'm telling you now. And we created a movement that was called Girl, You Got This. Right? And so basically she started creating T-shirts. Girl, You Got This. Creating websites. Girl, You Got This. She bought the domain. Girl, You Got This. And what happened is that then she started creating the meme. Is that I don't care what the naysayers say. I don't care what happened on your worst day. I just wanted to tell you one thing. Hashtag Girl, You Got This, right? And she created a whole movement around this, around women supporting other women, reminding them of how great they are, celebrating who they are, and basically loving on who they were as women. And so what she started to do was kind of created this line, hashtag Girl, You Got This. So to all my women that are watching right now, to all of my women entrepreneurs, here's the thing I want you to know. Girl, you got this. Right? And you want to know, and then let me tell you how she walked it down, right? As we started working with her brand. We're like, so powerful people ask powerful what? Questions. Girl, you got this. Why? Because, girl, we got you. We got your back. We got you on your support. We got you when it comes to celebrating you. So what she did was, girl, you got this. How do we know that? Why? Because, girl, we got you. We got you. Something simple. Not overwhelmingly elegant, but simple. The concept or the idea that people rally together around. Does everybody get that? If you get that, just say, hey, Trevor, I got that, right? And so we're going to be working with, so when y'all are in your office hours, especially for those people who got pro, for those of you who have pro, some of y'all are going to come into the pro, and you're like, well, what do I come into office hours and say, Trevor? Well, what do I talk about? What do I ask? Hey, get into office hours, especially if you're pro, if you're BlackCEO Business Pro, and start to work on your what? Your movement, your concept, or your idea that people rally together around. Then when you come into this BlackCEO accountability group, what do you work on? Sharing with others in the group. Hey, this is this concept, this is this idea that I'm rallying, that I'm trying to create. Would it cause you to rally together around this? See, girl, you got this. Of course, for my fellas, y'all got it too. But I'm just using that as an example, okay? So for many of you, also, you got to be able to utilize these resources that you have access to, okay? Now, first goal is to create the movement. The second goal is to disrupt the prospect, right? To basically shake it up. Listen, you ain't getting their attention if you ain't shake it up. Shake it up, baby. Now shake it up. See, you got to shake it up. You ain't getting their attention by being like everybody else. Keep on trying to be like everybody else and see how that works out. See how that works out. Disruptive people get attention. Disruptive brands get attention. You gotta be willing to be disruptive. So goal number 1, create the movement. Goal number 2, disrupt the prospect. Goal number 3 is making sure, well, not goal number 3, is just reminding yourself what is disruption. Disruption is challenging the norm. Challenging what the prospect normally thinks, normally says, normally does. Challenging what you normally think, you normally say, you normally do, right? Challenging what the industry normally thinks, the industry normally says, the industry normally does. At the end of the day, you got to challenge the norm. Everybody write down challenge the norm. So when you do your influencer launch, if you're not challenging the norm, you need to stop talking. If you're not challenging the norm, you need to just go along to get along. You just need to go back to being a follower. CEOs are leaders. We were never followers. Right? Now, every leader should be a good follower, but when it comes to your brand, it's time to lead, not time to follow. You got to lead the way. Hashtag lead the way, right? And so when we look at brands that are disruptive, we're going to look at a company called Nike. Everybody's heard of the company called Nike. Well, Nike created a disruptive launch. They created a launch that disrupted the prospect. Remember, every movement must have a moment. Those moments must be disruptive, and it's the disruptive moments within your movement that give it momentum. Don't worry, I'm going to say that so often, y'all going to know the song. Y'all going to sing it just like y'all singing Prince Purple Rain. Listen, here's the thing, is that Write this down. Every brand must have a movement. Just write it down. Every brand must have a movement. Write it in the comment section. Every brand must have a movement, right? And then every movement must have a moment. Every brand must have a movement, and every movement must have a moment, a point of relevancy, right? Every movement must have a moment. Those moments must be disruptive, and it's the disruptive moments within your movement that give it momentum. So we look at a company like Nike. Nike was up against Adidas, up against Puma, up against Vans, up against Reebok. At the end of the day, they were dominating the industry for decades, but all of a sudden, you had people like Under Armour, and everybody started doing the same thing, right? And so what started to happen is all of these shoe companies were using celebrities to showcase their brand. Reebok was getting boxers. Vans was getting Lil Wayne. So everybody started having celebrities. So basically, they had to challenge the industry. So everybody had celebrities. Everybody had athletes. Everybody was getting musicians. All of these companies started doing the same thing. So a company like Nike, who was dominant, started seeing their dominance threatened. And so what started to happen is all of these companies started following the Nike playbook. By the way, as a brand, you can never get tired of being disruptive. You can never sit on your butt. You can never sit on your tail. You can never sit on your tail, because what happens is you lose your place. You lose your swag. All of these companies were losing artists. Nike, Reebok, Puma, Adidas. All of them were using celebrities. Nike, Puma, Adidas, Under Armour, Vans. They were all using the same thing. But only only one of them had a disruptive movement. Only one of them had a disruptive movement. Only one of them had a movement, a disruptive movement. Only one of them challenged the norm, challenged what people were normally thinking, saying, and doing. Only one of them challenged what the industry was normally thinking, what the industry was normally saying, what the industry was normally doing. Only one of them created an influential, disruptive movement that felt relevant for the dispensation of time that we existed in. Nike launched a meme for an NFL quarterback that fell out of favor with the political powers of that time in the NFL. His name was Colin Kaepernick. When he was let go of by the San Francisco 49ers, he couldn't get any more money in the NFL because they blacklisted him for being disruptive, for kneeling during the national anthem. And that disruption created a movement of people that were following him. Most brands tried to separate themselves from him. Nike went silent, and they kept paying him anyway. And all of a sudden, one day they come out and they launch a meme that has Colin Kaepernick's face on it. Nobody even realized that Nike was still paying him. They were still paying him, saying, we're going to keep you on, and we're going to just pay you just as much as, we're going to pay you just as much as you were getting paid when you were the top athlete in the world. And the meme said, believe in something, even if it means sacrificing everything. Just do it. The meme was so disruptive that in a matter of minutes, they were over like 1 million hits. People started copying it. They started taking his face off of it, putting their face on it, right? They took off, they kept saying, believe in something, even if it means sacrificing everything. People started putting up sites and programs where you could where the program would automatically swap his face out and put your face in it. And it was a viral launch. It was disruptive. It had a definitive cool factor. It made a statement. Remember what I told y'all? When somebody's association with your brand makes a statement about who they are, your brand is influential. When somebody's association with your brand makes a statement about who they are, your brand is influential. Remember I told you that you need a message in the moment that's so disruptive and so powerful that people adopt it as their own. And people started adopting this message as their own. And literally, you had millions upon millions really just rocking this meme. And all of a sudden, you had people that were representing other brands like Rihanna walking around wearing a Nike shirt. You had LeBron James. Everybody was showing up, showing out, saying, hey, by the way, I'm with Cap. And see, here's the thing, is that for many of us, we are a little fearful of being disruptive. We're a little fearful of challenging the norm. But here's what I want you to know. that launch, that meme launch was so disruptive. It was so disruptive that it basically raised Nike's valuation by the billions, by the billions, by the billions. And it all of a sudden made them relevant again, made them hip again, made them cool again. And just like that, they were back on top. Just like that. Just like that. Just like that. Gotta be disruptive. You gotta be willing to be disruptive. Challenge the norm, challenge what people normally think, challenge what people normally say, challenge what people normally do. Gotta be disruptive, right? Gotta be disruptive, okay? Now, here's the thing, is that when you go back and you look at that Nike launch, it definitively separated them from the crowd. And over again, you're going to see people who are doing things to disrupt the market. And in that disruption, they are really bringing attention. If anybody's out there looking right now, there was a Gillette ad it was a Gillette Venus ad, okay? Matter of fact, let me just see if I can find it for you. I'm going to find the Gillette Venus ad. Give me a second. Let me just pull it up on my computer, and I'm going to try to find this thing for you, right? Gillette Venus ad. Let me just pull it up real quick. Give me just a second. I'm gonna pull it up for you. One second. I'm gonna get this thing pulled. I'm gonna get this thing pulled up for you. Give me just a second. We're gonna walk this thing down on what it means to be disruptive. And what Gillette did, people was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe they did this. Let me see here. I'm gonna put in Gillette. I want to get a good clear picture for you. Good clear picture. Images. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Okay, I think I found it. Let me go pull this up on the screen. All right, check it out. This is the ad that they posted. Typically, ads, the industry was using basically rail thin models. Gillette was launching a line of razors for women called Venus, and basically they wanted the attention of the market. And an ad that cost them less than $100,000 to produced, they say, about $300 million of free PR-based advertisement, because the world went crazy about it. They had detractors, they had supporters, but at the end of the day, they were disruptive. They challenged the norm. They challenged the way the industry normally used models. They challenged what the type of models industries normally those industries normally use. They challenged what the industry normally thought. They challenged what people normally said. They challenged what they normally did. They challenged what they normally said. They challenged what they normally thought. They challenged everybody. They challenged themselves. They challenged the industry. They challenged their customers. They did the challenge. And see, this is what it means to be disruptive. And at the end of the day, I need not tell y'all that the ad was supremely successful. Supremely successful. All right. So let's go a little bit deeper in. Let's go. So part of your homework assignment is I'm trying to teach you how to do an influencer launch, okay? And I'm going to teach y'all I'm going to be teaching y'all how to dominate this market. Like, if you've ever wanted to dominate the market in a way where other people can't touch this, as MC Hammer used to say, can't touch this, I'm going to make sure they can't touch you. So now, let's get back to it. So a movement plus, the movement is the concept of the idea that people rally together around, plus a meme-based launch equals quantifiable influence. Equals quantifiable influence. Meaning, basically, see, a lot of us have influence, but we can't quantify it. I want you to write this down. Write this down. Here's a principle that's coming your way. What gets measured gets managed. What gets measured gets managed. What gets measured gets managed. It's a principle. What gets measured gets managed. So if you can't measure your influence, there's no way for you to manage it. The opposite of a system is a mess. So if you can't manage your influence, what you got is a mess, right? You got to have a specific process in place that allows you to manage your influence. So a meme-based launch is one of the ways that you can do that. You can build influence while simultaneously managing it and being able to get these people to take action by moving them from leads to being prospects, right? The lead is the person who's interested in your product or services, your mission, and your brand. The prospect is the thing, the prospect is a person who is indicated by their actions that they're interested in your products, your services, your mission, and your brand, okay? So we are moving into quantifiable influence. I want everybody to write down quantifiable influence. Listen, just because you got 5,000 Facebook friends don't make you influential. How many of those friends actually respond to what you're doing in the marketplace? How many of those people are responding? See, it's not really quantifiable. And so what you're trying to do is you got to get to the point where you're dealing with quantifiable influence, the type of influence that gets measured, because what gets measured gets managed. What we're really saying is that what gets measured gets directed. See, if you can measure your influence, then you can direct it. Otherwise, it's like shooting darts. It's like gambling, right? And you don't want to gamble with your success. You don't want to gamble with your revenue. That's why you're here now, because for many of us, we spend too much time gambling on our success, okay? And here's the thing I want you to know is that you can't manage that which is not tangible. You can't manage that which is not tangible. Like try managing air, right? You can't really manage air. You know what I mean? That thing needs to be tangible. So we got to not just have influence. It's got to show up in a way where we can track the action. Everybody write down, track the action. Track the action. It lets you know that they resonate with your brand. You got to track the action. Track the action that lets you know that they resonate with your concept or your idea. And the concept or the idea is relative to your brand. So you got to track the action. You got to track the action. So that brings us into what we are here to talk about, the meme-based launch. It's one of the most effective, one of the most powerful ways to create a viral launch that will help you dominate the industry. If you follow this launch, what's going to happen is, by the way, once y'all get y'all launches up, y'all going to come into the group and y'all going to share y'all results. You're going to be amazed. Like some of y'all got CRMs, Infusionsoft, and constant contact, and you got all this stuff. You got Infusionsoft, constant contact, my contact, your contact. You got active campaign. You've been paying for that stuff for years, and yet you still ain't been able to generate 5,000 real contacts. You still like, I barely got any people in there. That's why I don't send no emails out. That's why I don't really do no campaigns. I ain't really got nobody. But this type of launch is going to give you a following that you can track the action, a following where you can track the action. So let's talk about the ingredients of a meme launch. The ingredients, because being in business is like baking a cake. You gotta have some ingredients, right? You gotta have some ingredients. So first thing you're gonna need is you're gonna write this down, because now we're starting to get into some process parts of it, right? Okay, the first thing you're gonna need is you're gonna need a landing/lead capture page. You're gonna need a landing/lead capture page, okay? I'm gonna recommend either ClickFunnels, Lead Pages, or Builderall. If you don't have one of those and you just kind of getting started, go with Builderall. I'm going to recommend probably go to BlackCEOtools.com. You'll see like a 7-day free trial. You don't need to put your credit card down. BlackCEOtools.com, BlackCEOtools.com. I think that's where you can go to. But basically, you need some type of page creation system. I ain't talking about go custom code and go build a website. Building a website yourself went out with the 80s, along with basically parachute pants and beepers, right? So let it go, as Marvin Gaye used to say, or Teddy Pendergrass, you got to let it go, right? So you need the landing. So first thing I need, everybody write this down, I need a landing/lead capture page, right? So I need something that can create either a landing page or a squeeze page. Everybody write that down. I gotta have that, okay? Second thing you're gonna need is second ingredient, you're gonna need a text messaging system. You're going to need a text messaging system. Don't worry. We're going to be walking you through this. So we're going to be walking you through getting this stuff done. You need a text messaging system. Okay? Now, you can use Text 180. You can use Easy Texting. BlackCEO does have its own system called the Bumblebee prospecting system. For many of you who are in BlackCEO Business School, you got that for free. So you get that for free. And it's one of the bonuses that we give you. It is a bonus. It is a bonus. It is a bonus. But we give it to you. And as long as you are a member of BlackCEO Business School, you can use Bumblebee unlimited, unlimited keywords, unlimited messages. You can use it, and it is no limitations on your usage. Okay, but you need some type of text messaging system. Okay. Third thing you need, right? Let me just make sure to go back. You need a CRM system. So you need something that can send out emails, manage contacts. You need a customer relationship management system. Infusionsoft has now changed their name. They're now called Keep. So you can use them, an active campaign. No MailChimp, no Constant Contact. Those are really email. Those are really broadcast email systems. They're not necessarily really they're not really CRMs. And they tried to morph into being CRMs, but they do a bad job at it because that wasn't their original purpose. Once again, if you got Builderall, you can use it. You can use them because Builderall gives you all this stuff. Builderall gives you everything for $49 a month. Now, are they the company that my go-to company for my business? No, but I've been in business for a lot longer. And so if I'm working with a budget, I'm going with Builderall. Why? Because I can manage $49 a month. Some of y'all, the reason why your business is struggling is you spending $2,000-$3,000 on all these different tools and products and services that you have for using. Well, just when you start out, you got to work with what you got. You got to do a lot with a little. So for those people who are starting out, just get Builderall, okay? So you need a CRM system. Third thing you're going to need is you're going to need an app integration system. This is basically a system that you use to really talk to all of your other systems. Because a lot of times people got all these technology systems and they don't talk to each other. Everybody, just go get yourself a free Zapier account. You go to Zapier.com, get yourself a Zapier account. Number two, get yourself a paid Jotform or Typeform account. They say, well, why do I need a Jotform if I got a CRM? Because you do not want to, when you do a meme launch, people are uploading their pictures. You don't want to store their pictures in your CRM. Not to mention your CRM is not going to let you do it, but for so long because it takes up too much space. Jotform and Typeform, I recommend Jotform. They allow you to store pictures and they give you a very robust, amount of space to store images because people are going to be turning images in. So I'm going to recommend Zapier, okay? Number third, you need a design team. You need a design team. You need a design team. Otherwise, your meme is going to look whack. Right? You try to do a meme. Remember I told you about that cool factor? You need a design team. I ain't say you need a design artist. Now I use the design artist to basically handle creating a template that my graphic artist can utilize, okay? So you can go to Design Pickle, you can go to Upwork, you can go to Fiverr, you can hire the Peak Performance Institute, you can put in there, hey, I need a design team. But we already created something for you. I want everybody to write down BlackCEO Graphics Club, BlackCEO Graphics Club. You don't got a graphic, they can create your meme for you, and now you are halfway there. So let's just back it up. When we talk about a meme, let's just remember this is like a meme, right? And I'm gonna show you some examples of some other memes. But basically what you're doing is you're trying to get people to order a meme based upon a statement that you're making in the marketplace, okay? So you have you have Zapier, you need a design, you need somebody to design the meme, something that looks cool, something that looks relevant, okay? Now remember, right? Let me just kind of, I want a few things I want you to know. Remember, the influencer, the average person has 1,573 digital relationships, right? So when somebody slaps their face on your meme-based image and they post it out to their social media groups, the average person has 1,573 digital connections. So potentially that one person represents a potential connection of 1,573 people. Now most of y'all got more than that anyway. Matter of fact, if you have over 1,500 kind of followers on your different social media pages, put it on there. Just put down there, that's me, right? Put it in the comment section below. All right. The next thing you're going to need is you're going to need an online community or Facebook group. Write this down. You need a specific Facebook group to support your movement. Try not to mix it up and muck it up. M-U-C-K, by the way. Muck it up with try not to muck it up with an old group that you have. Create a new group so that you can track the level of influence, and so you don't make your old group messy, right? So you're going to need an online Facebook group devoted to your new movement, devoted to the new concept or the idea that you're putting forth in the marketplace that you want people to rally together around. Now we got all the ingredients. Let's get down. We're gonna go into the recipe. We got the ingredients, So we got it. We got the recipe. We know what we need. Now let's mix it all together, right? Have the design team. Have step one. I'm about to get into the steps. Remember, the opposite of a system is a what? A mess. You don't have a step-by-step process to produce the result that you're looking for. The result that we're trying to produce is we're trying to produce a result that causes us to go viral in the marketplace. Here's your step-by-step process. Step one. Step one. Have the design team create 3 or 4 meme variations with an inspiring and action-oriented message. Some of y'all going to have some challenges with that. That's why you're going to show up for office hours. So we can work on, right? So we can work on your what? Your inspiring and action-oriented message. So that we can work on your what? Your movement, your concept or idea that people rally together around. And for those of you who have BlackCEO Business School Pro, you'll get a chance to kind of do some one-on-one work because you get a chance to kind of test it, and you got pros and other individuals and what we refer to as our BlackCEO masters commenting on your work. Number 2, so this kind of gets you kind of what a meme looks like. So here's an example of a meme. We used this meme. It created 7,200 and 1,300 opt-ins. 7,200 people basically took action. 7,200 people took action. Here's all the meme had, okay? All the meme had was one of them said, look at it. My name is Trevor Otts, and I am black and influential. I use my influence to inspire, to be a global difference maker, to make the world a better place. Then if you look down at the bottom of it says order your free influential image, right? So basically we let them order an image with their face on it. I took my face off, put theirs on, took my name off, put their name on, gave it to them for free. But in order for them to do it, they had to go to myfreeimage19.com. And when they went there, there was a lead page or a landing page that was there. And they had to opt in to get my image. Now, here's the thing. Immediately after that, I sent them to a page that was, after they opted in, I said, hey, by the way, your image is on the way. But I sent them to a page that basically encouraged them to attend my conference called Black and Influential. Okay? And so you see we have multiple versions. Here's 2 other versions, right? So you can just kind of see, you see on the one on the right, you see where the influence is kind of written kind of curly. You see on this one, that I use my influence. I kind of wrote it coming up the side, and I let people kind of choose the one that they wanted, right? And I had the graphics team put together something that was a little on the swanky side, right? Remember, it's got to have a definite cool factor, okay? So have them create 4 memes so that when the person goes to your landing page, they can choose between one of the 4 memes, okay? Now, by the way, let's just talk about what should be included in the meme. All right, first thing, everybody write this down, because we're still in, just so you know, we're in step 1, have design team create your meme. So let's talk about what should be included in the meme. First, it should be a logo. First, it should be your logo. Number 2, should be a power statement. See the power statement? My name is Trevor Otts, and I am black and influential, right? See the power statement? I use my influence to inspire, to be a global difference maker, to make the world a better place. My name is Trevor Otts, and I am what? Hashtag black and influential, right? And so, 1, you got to have a power statement, right? And then number 2, you have to have an association statement, right? So you have to have an association statement, some way where they associate with your brand. So it says, my name is who? My name is Obiama, and I am what? Black and influential. My name is Terry Sharp, and I am what? Black and influential. My name is Meredith Brown, and I am what? Black and influential. My name is Gail M. Carter, and I am what? Black and influential. Remember what I told you? Look, remember I told y'all, principles that y'all memorize but don't utilize is useless. We using it, y'all. Check it out. Remember what I told y'all? When somebody's association with your brand makes a statement about who they are, your brand becomes influential. Your brand becomes influential. See, it's not about, when they put their face on this, when they put their name on this, they are associated with my brand. It's my logo that's in the corner. Why did they want to associate with it? because it made a statement about who they are. It resonated with the spirit of who they are. It resonated with them at their core. So you got to create a statement. You got to write a statement that makes you respond. That if it don't resonate with you, it ain't going to resonate with them. The movement is the concept of the idea that people rally together around. We ain't changing it. We're using it. We ain't getting brand new. We about to use this stuff. Principles that you utilize, memorize, but don't utilize are useless. So use it. Every person all 7,000 people who added their face on this, when they added their face and added their name, they promoted my brand. When they added their face and added their name, they promoted my brand. Everybody write it down. When they add their face and they add their name, they promote my brand. When they add their face and they add their name, they promote my brand. Remember what I told y'all? Marketing is what you say about yourself. PR is what others say about you. Remember what I told y'all very early on? That viral ain't a number. Viral is when your PR campaign outperforms your marketing campaign. Remember what I told you? That marketing gets the conversation started, but PR keeps the conversation going. Remember what we said? That marketing is self-powered, right? PR is people-powered. To go viral, you got to get the people in an uproar. You got to get the people moving. If you don't get the people that's part of your movement moving, you'll never go viral. So then they got to have you got to have an opt-in link. You got to have a place for their image to be. You got to have your logo. You got to have a power statement, and you got to have an association statement so they associate with it. And by the way, when they post this image on their page, their friends gonna order an image because they want they see their friend looking good. Now they want to look good. They be like, ooh, I can get that thing for free. I can get that for free. Oh yeah, let me order that. It's called a value for value exchange. I can get that for free. Yeah, you can get that for free. A value for value exchange. Now their friends are promoting their brand or promoting your brand. Step 2. Create the landing page with the following elements. Create this landing page with the following elements. Number 1, you got to create a header that's in alignment with the meme, so the whole color scheme. 2A. 2B. Put the 4 versions of the meme on your landing page so they can choose between the one that they want. Step 2C. You got to tell them what to do. So first thing you got to tell them to do is you got to tell them to upload their personal image so your graphics team can make it for them. Step D, you got to tell them to join your Facebook group. By the way, let me back that up. You got to tell them to upload their personal image. So that's going to be very key. So they can be like, okay, you got to give them remember, the opposite of a system is a mess. So we got to give them a step-by-step process if we want to produce the result of getting their information and getting them to take action and turning them from a lead to a prospect. Step 2, I tell them, hey, join the Facebook group. Let me just say this. Ain't nobody joining your daggone Facebook group just because you told them to join it. Ain't nobody, what's that lady say? Ain't nobody got time for that? Listen, notice what it says under join the Facebook group. It says it's where you pick your image up. Yeah, I'm going to do your image for free, but I ain't emailing it to you. What I'm going to do is I'm going to post it in my Facebook group. And the only way you're going to get it is to join my Facebook group. Everybody write down data point number 1. Everybody write it down. Data point number 1. Everybody write it down. Data point number 1. Data point number 1. 2E. Then I tell them to text in to my Bumblebee platform system that all of y'all got. Y'all all got a text messaging system. So they're going to text in the word, whatever keyword you create. I told them to text in black influence. And when they text in black influence to 240-428-6333, you think they're going to just, people know the game, they're going to be like, ah man, I'm going to text in, they're going to be texting me, yep. But here's the thing, ain't but one way you're going to know when your message is ready. Ain't but one way you're going to know when your meme is ready. See what it says below that? Everybody see that? It says we're going to notify you when it's ready. How we going to notify you? By text message. So you ain't going to know if that picture is ready. You're going to just be checking back randomly. But if you give us your text message, if you text in, we're going to notify you. So that's data point number 2. So remember, data point number 1 is the Facebook group. Data point number 2 is texting in. Then I give them step So then I give them the next step. 2F. This is the next step. This is all on your page. Is share your image on Facebook and tag black influence and tag a black influence. So what I'm telling them is say, hey, by the way, share your image on Facebook and tag our Facebook group. Basically, we want them to tag our Facebook group when they share it on their Facebook page. Now, remember, we started out with them joining our Facebook group, but now we're telling them to tag our Facebook fan page. So you need a Facebook fan page that mirrors your Facebook group. So you need a Facebook group and a Facebook fan page. Now, when they tagged your Facebook fan page, now that's data point number 3. Let's back it up. Facebook group, joining your Facebook group was data point number 1. Texting in was data point number 2. Tagging your Facebook fan page that they didn't even know existed until that moment. Like, oh, now they know where your Facebook fan page is. Now they connected to you another way. See, back in the days, everybody's like, just focus on one place and just lock in on your people there. That's some foolishness, y'all. Let me tell you something. In the modern era, you got to be everywhere they are. You can't expect them to be everywhere you are. You got to be everywhere they are. If you're not willing to do that, you ain't ready to be influential. They got to feel like you everywhere. That's data point number 3. Data point number 3 is your Facebook fan page. Then I told them to use the hashtag Black Influence. Why? That's your tracker. Remember what I told y'all? What gets measured gets managed. So now when they post on their personal page, so their personal friends can see them. So they be like, ooh, this image look dope. It's a statement, all that kind of good stuff. Everybody want their 15 minutes of fame. On the internet, you only get 15 seconds. So you know what they do? Right? You have them use the hashtag Black Influence, because what gets measured gets managed. So when you want to see what kind of influence you have, all you got to do is go on to social media and type in your hashtag. Hashtag Black Influence, hashtag Girl We Got You, hashtag Women Leading the Way, hashtag We Rock, So Do You, whatever your hashtag is, right? Because it's trackable, all right? Next, I tell them, hey, by the way, post this on Instagram and what? Tag Black Influence. They ain't even realize you had a movement on Instagram. They didn't even realize you had an Instagram group. Like, oh, tag my Instagram page. Why? Because I'm trying to build some influence. Now, that's what, data point number 4? Data point number 4, let's count them up. Data point number 1, the Facebook group. Data point number 2, your text messaging system. Data point number 3, your Facebook fan page. Data point number 4, your Instagram page, right? Then I told them to use what? The hashtag Black Influence so I can what? So I can track them. So when I go on to Instagram, I type in hashtag Black Influence. And if other people, see, I'm trying to trend on Instagram. I'm trying to make my hashtag trend. So every time somebody type that hashtag in and everybody see it, they find my company. They find my brand. They find my movement. Because I'm disruptive. I'm relevant in the now. I'm relevant now. Then I had them fill out the opt-in form. The opt-in form is connected to my CRM. Everybody write that down. The opt-in form is connected to my CRM. Okay? So if the opt-in form is connected to my CRM, that means I got a new data point. That's data point number 5. Obiama, Dr. Linda, did I get the numbers right? I just want to make sure I got the numbers right? That's data point number 5. Gail, did I get it right? Terry, did I get it right? Obiama, Meredith, did I get it right? Right? Here's the thing, right? Somebody said, am I still live? Let me just make sure. Yes, I am. Terry Sharp said, yes, I am. Yes, I'm going to put yes. I see myself on there. Right? Absolutely. Right? So that's data point number 5. Right? Data point number 5, right, is, matter of fact, somebody may have got disconnected, so I want to make sure Terry Sharp didn't get disconnected. That's 5 data points. You know what I'm trying to tell you? Let me tell you what I'm trying to tell you. You got to be a data gangster. You want to be a CEO? That's great. But let me tell you something. Successful CEOs are data gangster. You ain't a data gangster, you got to be everywhere they are. You got to be a data gangster. I don't care if they don't rock on Facebook. I don't care if they don't rock on Instagram. You rock somewhere. When I send you a message, you're going to get it everywhere you are. I'm going to get you on Facebook. I'm going to get you on mini chat. I'm going to get you on Facebook Messenger. I'm going to get you on Instagram. I'm going to get you on text message. I'm going to get you on email. When I send out a message, I send a message everywhere you are. You're going to hear me. In marketing, they listen, if a tree falls in the woods, does it make a sound? In marketing world, no. You need people to hear what you're saying, hear your message, hear your concept and idea that people ride together around, hear your movement. Yeah, you got to be a data gangster. Everybody put in the comment section, I am a data gangster, because that's what you're going to be. It's affirming. I am a data gangster. I'm going to get your data, and I'm going to talk to you everywhere you are. Everywhere you are. I'm a data gangster. I am a data. Now you think I'm joking. Y'all get my messages. You get my text messages. You get my emails. Why you think I get so many views on my Facebook Lives? It ain't because the people like my voice or like my pretty face. I'm a data gangster. You ain't got no choice. I am a data gangster, and so are you. All right. Next, right? Let's just track it down. So I want to make sure we don't get too far ahead. They use the hashtag. They Oh, by the way, all right. When they fill out this form, I want to teach you. I didn't teach you the principle. Here's the principle. Everybody say, here comes the principle. People pay you first with their information, second with their action, third with their money. If you take it out of action, you cut your revenue by 80%. It's called the principle of I am. People pay you first with their information, second with their action, third with their money. You take it out of order, you cut your revenue by 80%. Remember, a lead is a person that's interested in your product, services, mission, or brand. But a prospect is a person who is indicated by their actions, that they're interested in your product, services, mission, or brand. People pay you first with their information, second with their action, third with their money. You take it out of order, you cut your revenue by 80%. The reason why you want them to pay you with their information, because you are a data gangster. I want your information first. Then I want you to do something, take an action. Then I want your money. Because if I got your information and I got your action, it's not a matter of if you will give me your money. It's about when you're going to give me your money. Because I'm going to follow up. I'm a data gangster. I am a data gangster. I ain't dependent on no luck. I'm dependent on data. Data. Listen, if you put a book right now on Amazon will give you 70% of the money. They will keep 30% of the money. And out of their 30%, they'll pay to print the book for you, right? They'll even ship the book for you. They'll even give you a website to host the book for you, all for a 70-30 split. You think you got the better end of the deal. You got the money, but Amazon got the information. And that's why Amazon is worth $1 trillion, and that's why you, right, are still trying to figure out how to make your business more successful. Because you were busy being a salesperson versus being an entrepreneur versus being a data gangster. You gotta listen. You can't keep playing around out here doing what everybody else is doing. Listen, having a cute looking squeeze page and websites and logos and all that kind of stuff, that stuff is cool, but at the end of the day, you gotta be a data gangster. Now, it's great if you got a great logo, great page, and everything look cool, but if you ain't collecting no data, all you basically are is basically a static, all you basically is basically a statue in the market. You gotta be disruptive, can't be a statue. All right, back off my soapbox. Y'all know how I do it. All right, people pay you first with their information, second with their action, third with their money. You take it out of order, you cut your revenue by 80%. Gotta be a data gangster. It's called the law of I am. Everybody write that down. The law of I am. The first letter of each word spells out I am. Information, action, money. Information, action, money. First get their information. Then you drive them to take an action. Then what you can start doing is start trying to position them and creating a process that allows you to generate revenue. Information, action, money. Information, action, money. Okay? Now, notice at the bottom of the webpage, you see something that says it's free. Click here. It says, get your no-cost image. I'm reminding them of that. This is be on the bottom of everybody's page. It also says images return in 24 to 72 hours. It's called a static navigation bar. It's an error on the slide. It's called a static navigation bar. It don't matter when they scroll down my page, that piece at the bottom, that black bar with the red CTA button that says it's free, click here, it's on no matter where they scroll, they see that thing at the bottom the whole time. So I'm reminding them of three things. It's no cost. Again, it's free. Click here. So I want to remind them where to click at. And I'm telling them how long it's going to take the images to come back in. Okay? Now, step 3, you got to connect it all together. You got to connect it all together. And step 4, you got to test all your systems in integration. So you got to test it all. You got to test it. So step 3, you got to connect it all together. You got to connect the job form with the Google Docs. You got to connect all of that to your CRM. You got to connect that to your page. You got to connect all of that with your text messages. Everything got to be talking to everything. Everything has to talk to everything. So everything has to be in harmony, right? I want y'all to remember this. Good business is about being in harmony. Bad business is about being disconnected. Disconnected from your mission, disconnected from your purpose, disconnected from your people, disconnected from your message. It has to feel harmonious, really. So it was really interesting when you find people out of harmony, it shows up in their business too. Their systems don't talk. Don't be out of harmony with your message. If it don't feel right for you, don't say it. You got to learn how to live within a soulful state of your business. It's very important to be in alignment with your message. Get your systems. Make sure they're in alignment. Don't do things that feel out of alignment with you. And after you do that, you got to test it. Make sure everything is working. Test it. You don't let your clients be the test dummies. Your clients don't want to be a test dummy. They want to be somebody that's cared for, loved for, taken care of. They want to know that you are committed to their well-being, committed to their breakthrough. So the reason why you tested it first is because you were committed to them. All right. Now, step 5. Step 5. This is a big step. Get 20 influencers that you know, people that you just resonate with, and place them on the meme variations. So just because you got to have something to kind of prime the pump. So what I did was I found 20 people and I said, like my good friend Andy Henriquez or Delator McNeil or Allison Bird or Cheryl Woods or just a lot of my friends in the industry, and I created a meme for them without them even ordering and said, hey, by the way, I created this meme for you. I would be honored if you posted on my page. So I identified 20 influencers that I could just order their image for right away. So I got 20 influencers, right? Because when I started posting this out, I posted out my image on my page, and my people started ordering images. But I got Dale to post it on his page, and his people started ordering images. I got Allison to post it on her page, and her people started ordering images. I got Danielle Jervy to post it on her page, and her people started ordering images. And I got Lisa Owens to post it on her page, and her people started ordering images. And I got Shay to post it on his page because I made an image with them on it. I want y'all to write this down. Here come a principle. Here come a principle. Here come a principle. It's cheaper to pay people with their ego than it is with cash. It's cheaper to pay people with their ego than it is for cash. When they see their face on your meme image, and especially if that image look good, especially if you use the real design team, especially if that thing look cool, oh, they gonna post it. Oh, you ain't gonna have a problem with them posting it. That's just like when you take that fly picture, you like, ooh, girl, I was looking good today. Oh, yeah, you're going to post that. You want to know why? Because we like people to celebrate us. So here's an example. I made Shay an image. Here's another example. I made Allison an image. Both of them posted their images on their personal pages. And what happened was because they posted their images, those images on their personal pages, what ended up happening was now other people started ordering from me. Other people started ordering their people, not just my people. So I stopped speaking in a bubble. Now I'm now getting influence in other spaces and places where I ordinarily didn't have influence. Step 6, now that you got your 20 influencers, 20 images of people that you can launch, right? It's now time to launch your meme campaign. Now it's actually time to launch. Go on out there and launch it. All you got to do is just post it. Post and get everybody them 20 people, get everybody to post that day, preferably at the exact same time. And the result, right? Remember, the methodology is the process of the system that you use to produce results. So the results is now you start getting into the beginning of your evergreen prospecting sequence because now you got a prospect. Remember, the prospect is the person who is indicated by their actions that they're interested in your products, your services, your mission, or or your mission, right? So it's the person who's indicated by the action that they're interested in your product, your services, your mission, or your brand. It's the person that's indicated by the actions that they're interested in your product, your services, your mission, or your brand. So now you know that they're interested in your products, your services, your mission, or your brand. Why? 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 Because at the end of the day, they opted in. They gave you their image. They gave you their email address. They gave you their cell phone number. They joined your Facebook group. They joined your Facebook fan page. They followed you there. They followed you on Instagram. How much more proof do you need that they down? Now, at the end of the day, you are officially an influencer. Now, I'm going to give you your final point of the night. If you can't turn your influence into action, all you are is popular. If you can't turn your influence into cash, all you are is popular. So you ain't here. You did not sign up for BlackCEO Business School to be a popularpreneur. You signed up for BlackCEO Business School so you can be a profitablepreneur, right? Profitablepreneur, right? And so that's what it's really all about. But we got to start with the basics. You got to have some influence. You got to have a list. You got to have some people that resonate with you. See, a lot of times we spend so much time curtailing our message and trying to fit in because we don't have our own influence. We like, okay, we kissing up to get on other people's stages because we ain't got our own stage. When they ain't let me and Shay get on their stages, we built our own. And you know what? They started inviting us to their stages. You want to know why? Because they really wanted to get on ours. And even to this day, maybe they let me on their Facebook Lives. Maybe they let me on their stages. Doesn't even matter. I built my own platform. You want to get on more stages? Start with dominating the one that you want. You want to get on more stages? Start with dominating the one that you want. Your meme, that's the stage. Your Facebook Live, that's the stage. You get a mic, you get a chance to speak to the world. Your social media page, that's the stage. Your Instagram page, that's the stage. You want to get on more stages? You want to get on more platforms? Start by dominating the one you want. Yeah, do that. This is a domination strategy. This is just the beginning. Because see, soon we're going to be talking about your evergreen prospecting sequence. So let me tell you what the next steps are, and then we're going to wrap this thing on up. By the way, I want everybody to put in the comment section below what's been your number one takeaway so far. What's been your number one takeaway so far? What's been your number one takeaway so far? So put that in the comment section. 2, everybody will be receiving a workbook that you can use to work through what we talked about. Typically, the workbook is released within 72 hours of the training. So we release the workbook after the training, so that gives you some homework to work on until the next session. Remember, I teach every month. And we come in here and we throw down and we get down. We teach principle, process, strategy, and action. Some of y'all are like, okay, I get it, I understand it, I don't want to do all of that, but I understand it, and I need to hire somebody to do it for me. If that's you, just tag ER, the dean, in the comment section below, and we do have relationships with people who will give you a discounted price, a heavily discounted price, on implementing this on your behalf. If you don't have a graphics team, sign up for BlackCEO Graphics Club by going to BlackCEOGraphicsClub.com. They're running a special right now, and the special is you pay for 1 month, you get another month free. And basically, that means that for 60 days, you ain't got a bill coming in. You could be getting your life. And so you can start representing your brand in a way that matters. Right? Let me tell y'all something. The number one problem facing today's black entrepreneur is an addiction to your labor as the primary mechanism by which you generate revenue. I'm not teaching you so you can do this. I'm teaching you so you can understand this. Right? See, let me tell you my rule. If people work smart, right, or correction, if they work hard, I hire them. If they work smart, I partner with them. I'm going to assume that you are the smart one, so find somebody to partner with so that you can get them to execute on your behalf. If they work hard, I hire them. If they work smart, I partner with them. If you got hired, if I hired you, that means you're the one that worked hard. If I partnered with you, that means you're the one that worked smart. People keep trying to hire you because you work hard. People keep trying to partner with you is because you work smart. There was a time when people kept trying to hire me. Now, 90% of people try to partner with me. By the way, write this down. Partnerships are always more profitable. In the comment section below, write down what's your number one takeaway. When we do office hours, ER will be posting office hours. I do office hours once a week. You can come in. You can ask any question you want. If you're a Black CEO Business School Pro, you don't just get office hours, but you also have a one-on-one chat room where you can come in and ask questions related to your business. Maybe it's related to the training. Maybe it's related to just another question that you got in your business. We will avail ourselves to you. You have our grandmasters there. For those of you who want to upgrade, just send ER a message, and she'll get you upgraded. For those people who want BlackCEO Graphics Club, you just go to BlackCEOGraphicsClub.com, or you tag ER so you can get the special. That's very simple. If you just know you need to get some of this stuff implemented, this is how it happens. This is how it goes down. And so this accountability group is now, as you are putting together your messages, y'all have permission to post in the group. This y'all group. This ain't my group. This y'all group. So you can post in the group what y'all think about my meme statement, what you think about my graphic, what you think about this. Hey, you need 20 influencers. You know what y'all get to do? You get to say, hey, by the way, I'll be one of your influencers if you be one of mine. This ain't my group. This y'all group. Write this down. Do business with the people who do business with you, and you'll always do business. Do business with the people who do business with you, and you will always do business. Last but not least, usually every year we take on 10 people that we will take on the responsibility of managing your brand. If you think that's a fit for you, we will have a conversation with you. You'll get a personal invite. We want to make sure that you are fit for us, and make sure that you are fit for us, and make sure, and you get a chance to make sure that we are fit for you. Afterwards, we'll extend to you an invite after you get a minimum of 3 yeses from the board, and after which you'll have 72 hours to respond. And after that, if you respond, you'll be welcomed into Black CEO Brand Management. If you don't respond, you'll be able to apply again in 6 months. My name is Trevor Otts. And I am the founder of BlackCEO. I'm also a professor here in the BlackCEO Business School. I'm considered one of their grand masters. I specialize in small businesses. I'm not a corporate business person. I'm a small business guru. And if this has been beneficial to you, hit the like button, hit the heart button, show a brother some love. And remember, we love referrals. And one of the things that we did not mention, as soon as you refer 4 people in, you become free. As soon as you refer 4 people in, you become free. As soon as you refer 4 people in, you become free. And so you have the option of going free, or you have the option of getting paid an affiliate fee. And so if that's you, you just want to know more about it, talk to ER, send her a note, say, hey, I want to be an affiliate. These are just some of the things that we're going to be working on this month. This month, the goal is everybody. The goal for the next 30 days is to accomplish the setup, the design, the structure of your first meme launch. You want to put butts in seats. You want to put listeners on your calls. You want to put viewers on your Facebook Live. You want to put customers in your bank account. Yeah, do a meme launch. All this is going to happen. On that note, have a wonderful, 1 second, I'm getting a note. It says, sound is good. Okay, got it. All right, and let me just make sure. Okay, got it. I just wanted to make sure. Okay, got it. So I just got a message from the dean. The dean said, wrap it up, Trevor. Wrap it up. These people got places to be. I'm so excited. I'll see y'all on the I'll be seeing y'all on the office hours where I'll be answering questions once a week. Bring any question you have. And sometimes you can just share with us some breakthroughs. We like to celebrate just as much as we like to help. That being said, make sure you reach out to ER, the dean, especially if you're a Black CEO Business School Pro, so that you can get access to your private Slack channel. All right, everybody. Have a wonderful, have a spectacular day. Go out there.